artisan creperie, le petit breton. Oh man, I nearly moved here. The ratio of people who need a kick in the fucking hole here has gone through the roof. Hello, good morning. Where'd all that snow go? That was bad shit for a while, and then it's now, what, Thursday morning? Well, it's just gone. It was like some weird dream we were all in. So I've been sort of backlogging things to talk about, and between one thing and another, like travel and snow and all sorts of messing and my camera fucking up, I'm a bit behind the times. So a couple of weeks ago there was a load of giving out, for want of a better term, on YouTube about YouTube's new policies for small channels, and they posted some, like, you know, here's what a small channel means, and I think it's less than 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 or 6,000 minutes of viewing or some shit like that. And everyone was up in arms saying like YouTube is doing away with small content creators, and I have to wonder how much people are actually making off of YouTube with a channel that small. To give you an idea of what the new sort of threshold before you can actually put ads on your channel is, I don't meet the threshold. I mean, I'm on 900 and something odd subscribers now. I think once I hit 1,000 I probably will, and I'll just about hit the minutes watched threshold, right, which gives you an idea. Which means, like, there's a couple of Irish motovlogging channels that will probably surpass me in views because, you know, they're putting a bit more effort in than I am. There's pretty much no motovlogging channels in Ireland that can have ads now, whereas a couple of them used to. And I have to wonder how much money they were making at all, if it was much at all. I remember it was a few years ago, actually. It was when it was a smaller channel, but it was still like 10,000 plus subscribers. Baron van der Grumble sort of said, like, it's point money, like, you're not going to make a living out of it, certainly, and you're not going to make a significant amount of money that would sort of justify you know, what you have to do to your channel to make it suitable for ads. And so if anyone sort of has a channel about the size of mine and is comfortable saying how much they made, I'd be interested, but I don't think it's huge money. Given what people do to make their channel sort of suitable, there were other changes there a while back about, you know, whether your channel is suitable for kids, and if there's a load of swears on it, they sort of turn you off being able to put ads on. One of the other large in Irish terms channels, Lucky Luke Rides, did that for a while. He had ads, you know, and he had Cunty the Duck to sort of jump up and say quack instead of a swear that Luke was saying, and that was a bit of crack for a while. I could see it wearing off in terms of novelty after a while, but the amount of effort that goes into that, and, you know, I edit videos like an idiot, so I don't know if it's difficult or, you know, if you can script it or something after a while. But the amount of effort and the amount of, like, thinking about what you should or shouldn't say on your channel so that you can actually monetize it afterwards, I don't know if it's worth it for that size of channel. And it goes back as well, of course, to, like, what you're doing. The very bare bones of it is what you're doing your YouTube channel for. If you're doing it for yourself or for viewers or for anything like that. And people tend to, after they start doing something, they find a way to measure themselves to prove their worth. For YouTube, it's, you know, views and likes and shares and subscribers and all that sort of stuff. And it's kind of nice in some ways to know that there are a certain number of people looking at your videos, or that are subscribed, that are leaving comments, and that's nice, you know. It doesn't really define how good your channel is in some ways. After you start chasing that, your channel kind of goes to shit. And so I don't really watch any YouTube channels from the States anymore. I used to watch a few of the lads, like Do It With Dan and who's the other lad, Chasing Two Wheels, and a couple of those, and they just went fucking pure full on fucking give me money after a while, and just did like clickbaity fucking things like, oh, did I crash my bike today? And I'm like, I bet you didn't. It just gets fucking annoying and obnoxious after a while. It's like those videos that are just people giving out, like causing trouble for themselves and then giving out about the other person involved, otherwise known as road rage videos. Not good crack to watch. You know, you feel like you're the product after a while. It's like, oh, he just wants money off me. That he doesn't actually want to produce good content at all. And I've seen a couple of other channels go that way. It started to go that way in the UK as well. There's a couple of channels. I recently unsubscribed to Spicy 110, who was a sort of a good channel, good lad, you know, doing his thing, interesting stuff to say. And now it's just gone to shite. He's just kind of like, did I buy the wrong bike? Did I crash? What is the thing? Follow my Patreon. And it's just gone fucking nuts. And I don't in any way sort of begrudge lads wanting to make a few bob to put, you know, for the effort that they're putting in. And it's just, you just have to be careful that it doesn't affect what you're putting on the channel. You still have to produce the good content and the good vibes that got you there in the first place. If you have a channel with like thousands of subscribers and people who watch and people who follow and people who are prepared to put a few bob in, like, they have to continue getting what they started to pay for if you're going to go down the road of having people pay. Doop doop doop. Another one I'm sort of on the point of unsubscribing from, because I have very high standards, don't you know, is the Missing and Flyer. He's got some good videos on his channel. Like, he puts the effort in, you know, he does good content. That's why I'm still subscribed to him. Like, I like the sort of style of things. He's doing good test rides on bikes and really thinking about the things the biker thinks about. And he's had manufacturers send him stuff and he reviews it, and that's fair enough, you know, and he's been fairly honest in the reviews. He's not just saying everything is brilliant if you send me free shit. But you see sort of sponsored by Principal Insurance popping up, and you see sort of the minute you start doubting whether or not something is actually good based off of whether a person's getting money is when you sort of go, oh, I don't know if I can trust this review anymore. You know, it's still good content, I'll still watch it, but I'm just kind of browned off by the whole thing. But not to be bad or anything, but like, if you look at the Missing and Flyers channel a couple of years ago compared to now, is that before he started, like, he's not making, I don't think he's making a shit ton of money out of that channel at all. Like, you know, he might get the odd freebie, but that's no big deal. Even when he was just doing his own thing, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, like, he still had a garage full of tools and fucking 30 or 40 grand's worth of bikes. You know, he doesn't need money out of YouTube in order to do things. And you'd argue I'm the same. I don't like need money out of YouTube. Like, motovlogging doesn't cost me anything apart from my own time. And for my own time, you know, I get to be the judge of where I spend my time. I enjoy doing it. I like learning new things and, you know, interacting with folks I wouldn't have interacted with otherwise, and that's what I get out of it. Like, the total bill, I guess, for motovlogging thus far for me is like, I guess if you wanted to say I bought the drift camera for it, I mean, I probably would have bought it anyway because I like things. I just consider it an investment in like doing something that's a hobby that's fun to do for me. Boop-a-doo. Nah, 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 nah. Huh. Ew. And so, honestly, related to the kind of YouTube thing, it probably is going to increase the quality and decrease the quantity of small sort of channels, small real channels. I'm not talking about spammers, which I think is probably most of the point of the changes that they made. You know, it'll be more lads doing it for themselves rather than lads to get a couple of dozen subscribers and they're suddenly sticking ads on and going, hey, you have a Patreon now, which I think is not a terrible thing. And I know a lot of that's contrary to what a lot of other YouTube creators are saying. They're sort of saying, you know, YouTube is squeezing out small creators. I don't think so. I think YouTube are squeezing out cunts with small channels who are like, I'm gonna show you a load of ads because ads are a load of bollocks unless you're gonna make serious money out of them or they're useful or, you know, that kind of thing. And so how it relates to me and to this channel, I guess, is as I'm getting up into the new, I guess, tier of channels that are allowed to have ads. Let me just say this, and it'll come back to haunt me if I ever become an internet super celebrity. But here it is, I suppose. I have no intention of putting ads on the channel, like ever. And further to that, I have no intention of ever trying to make money out of the channel at all. Like, I'm not going to have a Patreon, I'm not going to have anything like that. I personally think YouTube and, you know, platforms like that, what makes them cool and what makes them not just fucking ad machines is people producing content just for the fuck of it, like people just doing a thing. The minute you try and make money, even a small amount of money, even like money to pay for the milk in your tea, it just changes what kind of content you produce. You know, when you're thinking about, I'd better not badmouth somebody in case they might want to sponsor me, or if I'm doing a review, I'm not going to say it's shit in case like nobody else asks me to do reviews. Like, I've never been asked to do reviews for things, and that's fine. I mean, if somebody asked me to do reviews, I probably would just for the fuck of it, but I wouldn't fucking sugarcoat it, lads. And so that's the kind of story, or the deal, or my deal with YouTube changes, and my deal with you listeners, watchers, is the minute I start expecting something out of you, or if you start expecting something out of me, like where's the video this week or whatever, that's when I get off the bus. I'm like, nope, best of luck, I'm out of here. That hasn't happened yet, thankfully, and at least in the me asking people for money or anything like that, I'm not going near that. It's not worth it. So there you go. Nope. Alright, so that's the deal. Take it or leave it. I'm never going to have ads or ask for money. Yous all just be sound, okay? Okay.